They done it again. You know, this got to stop. When I say it got to stop, it got to stop. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the channel. It's the PBC, Pelican Bay's Corner, where I give it to you fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Some gonna like it and some ain't. It just is what it is. It got to stop. It got to stop. We got a topic to talk about today when it comes to these dogs, and I'm talking about all breeds of dogs. When it comes to the name American being on the front of any breed of dog, does that mean it's low quality of dog? You know, and it's about to be to the point where the name American the only way you gonna get a great dog with the name American on the front and a properly bred dog, a properly functional dog, a properly structured dog that's not riddled with health problems is an American Pit Bull Terrier. Every other breed of dog, when you get American and you got a European line of that dog, the American is the bottom of the barrel. Is it a fact or is it false? Is it just my imagination that says these American dogs aren't of same quality as these Czech dogs, as these European dogs, as these German dogs, as these Holland dogs, as these Belgian dogs? You know, and a lot of times, man, you got to look at how these American breeders are. Like, I've seen one brother, you know, post, puppies, and I've seen this when I post puppies before, or when I post a breeding before. These folks will get up under your comments and start saying the cruelest of things. Oh, more animal shelter dogs, more this, more that. They have so many things to say when it comes to these animals and a walk past a human being that needs help. That's America for you. Care more about animals than they do human beings. You know? So what we're talking about today is I want y'all to look at this picture. I said they done it again. They got a Merle Rottweiler. And people was up under them comments, oh, this pretty, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And this is a matter of time, I tell brothers. The silvers, the blues, what they call them, the Merles are taking over. And if you sit back and you shut your mouth and act like you don't know what's going on, they'll take over the American Pit Bull Terrier game as well and have an excuse for why they in this particular breed. Now, for anybody that really is not dog savvy and you really don't know where these colors come from, let's take a look. You know, you see the Rottweiler Merle color, you know, in the background. And I'm going to say it's a catchy looking color dog. But that's not the breed. And that's why I spoke about this a couple videos back when I said color matters. You know, a person that go see and bump into people who not really savvy when it comes to these dogs, and they'll be like, oh, I got a full-blooded Rottweiler. Look at, you know, and the person to see the color of it, and they'll be like, oh man, I never seen one that color. And they'll want it and they'll try to go get it. But what you need to understand is it's not a full-blooded Rottweiler. There's no such thing as a full-blooded Rottweiler with them color patterns. Now, what I want to show y'all is because I seen some people in the comments saying bully, mix. No, man, listen, that color don't even come from a bully dog. What that color come from is a hound dog, a Catahoula leopard dog, or American leopard dog, one or the other. You know, these dogs is mixed, and you can see both dogs in the background, the Rottweiler and the Catahoula. You know, these dogs are mixed breed. These brothers in America, you know, it's showing that you don't care about working ability. You don't care about the true purpose of the breed of the dog that you have. As long as you can make a fancy color to the dog and make a couple of dollars off the dog, They ruining, they're ruining these breeds. And being that this pit bull game, the American Pit Bull Terrier dog, the real American Pit Bull Terrier, has so much history to it, what they call fight history. Being that this particular breed have so many historians in it, so much paper documenting, so many old school stories and documents showing you how these dogs came, the way they came, the form they came, and the colors they came. It's only the brothers that just getting into the pit bull game over the past decade that's willing to accept these colors and say, oh, they had silver this back in the days, or oh, they had merle this, or they had these colors. No, man. The American population is ruining dogs when they get their hands on it. And like I said before, every last brother that posts something about him breeding his dogs on Facebook over the past week, I was looking at different comments. And you got these people saying all these rude things about these brothers' dogs, all these rude things about these brothers, all these racist remarks, because you got to pay attention. If you really look at it, a lot of them be saying slick stuff. And all these brothers did was posted a breeding, posted some puppies. But you don't care about these dogs. You only want to seem like you care about these dogs and using that as an outlet. The lash out with some of your other frustrations. Because we still ain't figured out what happened to the old dog from down there in Houston that got rammed in his ass by a Houston attorney. Nobody commenting about that. The way they comment about the brothers who's just making a breeding. Haven't hurt anybody. Minding his business. And now when I turn on my social media platform today, I see a Merle Rottweiler. This shit is getting ridiculous, man. You want a Merle dog? Get you a dog that come in that Merle color. Don't ruin a whole breed and then bring that breed ruined out here and start selling it to make a couple dollars. And these people thinking they have this and they thinking they have that. And you wonder why so many dog attacks happen. And you want to blame them on a pit bull. I done told y'all and we done proved the facts. These numbers that these tree huggers come up with on Facebook and they talk about so many thousands of attacks over a year period of time, pit bull. None of that shit is true. None of that stuff is true. We get the news now. See, it's a difference if you didn't have a person giving you the news. I've been giving you the news for the past couple years. And maybe I'll miss an attack here, maybe there, and I may speak about it a little later. But for the most part, any dog attack, that's especially pit bulls, I give it to you all year long, and you get way more attacks from other dogs, stray dogs, than you do from pit bulls, real pit bulls. See, the dog that's attacking, that they call it pit bulls, is not a pit bull, it's a bully dog, which is a mixed pit bull with another breed of dog in order to make it to that bully form. Sometimes they use the Staffordshire Terriers and stuff like that. And at the same time, people like to say the Staffordshire is the pit bull just went a different route. It just went a different route and bred the ones that were show quality instead of the ones that were dog aggressive. And that's a damn lie. Because the form of that dog looked different than your real American Pit Bull Terriers compared to your Staffordshire and your bull, Staffordshire Bull and Staffordshire Terriers. They got a different look to them. Your pit bull, your American Pit Bull Terrier, you can look at that dog and see the difference between the Staffordshire Terrier. You shouldn't be able to look at a dog and see the difference between him being aggressive to dogs and him being a show dog. If you can look at a dog and see the difference between him being dog aggressive dog or show quality dog, And the Staffordshires and all that bring human aggression in when they come as well. But when you can see a difference in between the Staffordshires and the pit bulls, then you know something was added somewhere or another. Outside of just breeding them, the ones that you don't want to be aggressive to dogs and going that route, and then breeding these dogs the way the old schoolers bred them. There's something a whole lot more in the pudding than just that. And when I see this Merle Rottweiler, there's no way I can just sit back and be quiet, man. These dogs come from a Catahoula. And like I said before, people who don't know what Catahoulas are, they're hound dogs, you know. See, they're not going to mix these dogs with Australian Shepherds because that's going to give them a furry look. I breed a Rottweiler with an Australian Shepherd to get a Merle because Australian Shepherds are Merle too. I breed them with an Australian Shepherd to get a Merle, or I breed a Pit Bull with an Australian Shepherd to get a Merle or a Bully or any of them type of dogs. Then we're going to get the fluffiness with it, you know, from the Australian Shepherd, which has long hair. But when we breed them to a Catahoula, which you see in the background, you don't get that long hair. You still got tight skin, a sporty looking dog that look like he can, you know, still maneuver. And it's going to fit right in with your bull breed dog. You know? So, I mean, does the name American on the front of a breed of a dog takes the value away from a dog? Look at the American German Shepherd. Back problems. Slope. You see the slope from the shoulders to the rear end of an American German Shepherd compared to a Czech German Shepherd, a European German Shepherd, a German Shepherd. Do you see the difference? What Americans did to a working dog. American Rottweiler, German Rottweiler, American Rottweiler, skinny faces. They just look all different compared to German Rottweilers and European bred Rottweilers. The one American dog that they don't accept in the AKC, the American Pit Bull Terrier. You see, they accept the Staffordshire Terrier, but it's been tainted. You know, it's been tainted. But they don't accept the American Pit Bull Terrier is the only American breed dog that's still fully functional, still no health problems the way these other American breed dogs having health problems. I'm not gonna say the Pit Bull is all responsible breeders. I'll be crazy to say that. But when you compare the Pit Bull, the American Pit Bull, because it ain't no European Pit Bull, it ain't no other, it's only one Pit Bull, the American Pit Bull Terrier. Like I said on many videos before, there's only one Pit Bull. Pit Bull is a blanket term to all these other outsiders. To people who own Pit Bulls, there's only one Pit Bull. It's not, that's a bully dog, but it's a Pit Bull. This kind of dog, but it's a Pit Bull. This kind of dog, but it's a Pit Bull. No, there's one Pit Bull. Just like it's one Rottweiler, one Doberman Pinscher, one German Shepherd, one Belgian Malinois, one Dutch Shepherd, one Poodle, Standard Poodle, Mini Poodle, one Chihuahua, one Pekingese, one Schnauzer. You got the giant Schnauzers and the small ones. But you ain't got 5 different kind of Schnauzers. You know, you got certain breeds, man, pretty much all breeds. All the small Schnauzers look one way. All the giant Schnauzers look one way. They can be different colors, but they look one way. Huskies, they look one way, full-blooded. Great Danes, you ain't never seen no Great Dane this big. They look one way. You know? One way. But here in America, to get these dogs, to get to where they can make money off of them, instead of just making money off of what was created, everybody want to be able to create something, create a breed, create this and create that. And that ain't how the dog game works, really. That's why you get all your bad type dogs, all your dogs with super health problems. And for anybody that don't know, these dogs coming with blue eyes, these dogs coming with that merle color brings health problems. You know, that color alone brings health problems. A lot of folk ain't gonna tell you that, you know. That Rottweiler that you see in the background. Oh, one might say, like I said, oh, that's a nice looking dog. But I bet you anything that dog is gonna have more health problems than a regular Rottweiler that's the official color, black and brown. Doberman pictures. You's only had 2 colors of Doberman pictures, original colors. The red and the black and brown. You know, with the original color Doberman. And the red, I'm not even sure if that was the original, but I know the red's been out way before blue pit bull's been out. The red Doberman pinscher been out. I know when I was a little boy, I know somebody that had red Doberman pinschers. And that way before the blue pit bull was even thought about. Now, I'm not going to say that being that the Doberman was super popular at one time, that these folks didn't breed something in there to get the red Doberman in America. Look at your American Dobermans and then look at your European bred Dobermans. The body structure, the head structure. Totally different, man. So that's why I ask y'all, my brothers and my sisters out there, y'all hit that like button up, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel yet. Is the American public screwing up and ruining all these dogs that they get their hands on? And you ain't got to tell me this is not an opinion that I'm saying. The American Pit Bull is the only dog with American on the front that you ain't screwed up. You're taking the working ability from the Labrador Retrievers. Calling them Labradoodles. Mixing them with Poodle. Not saying they aren't great looking dogs. This Rottweiler you may consider a great looking dog. But these dogs have purposes. You know, they have jobs. Now, when these people go buy a Labradoodle and then they start wondering why that dog may be a little destructive or why that dog may be a little antsy, because this is a working dog. Half of this dog is a true working dog. You know, you're not giving this dog no jobs. Labradoodle I'm talking about. You know, it just don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense. And like I said, when I seen this picture of this Rottweiler, I said, boy, they done it again. The new age dog man struck again. You know, and if the pit bull population wasn't so big, if it wasn't so much knowledge in this pit bull population, they would have been struck the pit bull population, the real pit bull population. And we'd have had, like I said before, we'd had Merle Mayday dogs, Merle Grand Champion Yellow dogs, Merle Eli dogs, Merle Red Boy dogs, Silver Bolio dogs, Silver Red Boy dogs, Jeep dogs, rascal dogs, Merle. We had all them colors. They sneak in every color they can sneak in and have an excuse for that color. But I mean, at some point it gotta stop, man. And these tree huggers don't make it no damn better. Paul Shipley over there in Houston. If you don't know who Shipley is that I be talking about over there in Houston, do your research. Just did a video a couple months ago. We ain't heard nothing else about it. I keep telling y'all, we ain't gonna hear nothing about it. And that shows you what kind of country we dealing with. You're hard pressed putting these brothers, them brothers in Texas got busted for dog fighting. You had everybody on the news that was out there getting busted for dog fighting. You even had them when they was getting their bond, showing the line of brothers and sisters in the line in the courthouse when they was paying their bonds and stuff like that. You know, you got Operation Fight Club, Operation Pitbull, both of them that happened in Texas. Front line, front page news articles. Every single news outlet in Texas was giving you that news. Even news outlets that wasn't in Texas was giving you that news. I was able to find that news anywhere I looked. But a Houston attorney had sex with the family dog. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you know, the young lady, she was thinking her husband was having an affair on her. So she started checking the house cameras around the house and stuff because she thinking he bringing call girls in, checking to make sure he ain't bringing call girls in the house. And that's what she was expecting to find. But when she looked at that camera, she seen something that she never thought she would find. Her husband was having sex with Shipley, the male dog in the family. And if it wasn't true, he would never been locked up. He was locked up for it. Bestiality. Having sex with a dog. And for people that don't know dogs, you know, that's why I tell you, we know it's a male dog because of his name, Shipley. So that means he was screwing that dog in his butthole. We don't got no news articles from Texas that gave you that news. You know, I didn't have one news article that I could play for y'all brothers with a Texas news anchor talking about it. They kept that shit under the rug. They still got it under the rug. But they care about dogs. My brothers get busted with a pit bull. It's all over the news. Why is that? Because America has mastered the art of deception. Look a certain kind of way, but be the worst kind of people you ever want to deal with. You know, so that's why I ask. I come here and with questions on my mind. To ask my brothers and sisters out there, you know, are we to the point where every single dog outside of the American Pit Bull Terrier, the #1 breed in the world, are we to the point where everything with the name American on it, we need to stay away from if you really care about the true health of that dog? You know, I'm just asking, man. Drop down in the chat, you know, drop down in the chat, you know, and throw some more dogs out. If you know some American bred dogs in the chat that says American this, and they are high quality dogs that haven't been ruined yet. Because you can't tell me about the German Shepherd, they ruined. American, you can't tell me the American Rottweiler ain't ruined. American Doberman is not ruined. 3 of the most popular dogs from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. more popular than the pit bull. At least from the 70s to the 80s, maybe the 90s, the pit bulls was up in the race. But from the 70s to the 80s, Dobermans, Rottweilers, and German Shepherds were the most popular dogs in America. And still will be in the race for some of the most popular dogs in America. I bet you if they got something called the American Husky look way different than your Siberian Husky. A true Siberian Husky. You know, you just gotta ask yourself, man. You just gotta ask yourself, how great is this country? You know, master the art of deception. But like I said, man, y'all drop down in the chat. Y'all let me know what it is, what's going on with these American dogs. Is color taking over all the breeds with the point where we just want a hot color dog, you know, a pit bull, like I said, the flashiest looking colors. Let them boys in that pocket pit world and them exotic pocket bullies and all them little small dogs with no necks and no elbows, let them boys keep that. You know, the Belgian Malinois, mark my word, the Belgian Malinois will be the next ruined dog in America, being that it's one of the most popular dogs over the past 10 years. You know, that took a surge in everybody's yard and everybody got them and everybody want them. Watch what I tell you now. The Belgian Malinois, for people that don't know what that is, that's your police looking dog, the army dogs, the dogs that you see the army with and all that other stuff. If it's not a German Shepherd, you may be like, oh, that look like a German Shepherd, but its hair kind of short. It's a Belgian Malinois, or maybe a Dutch Shepherd. Mark my words, those are the next dogs on the list to be ruined.